A dramatic scene unfolded in the vast expanse of the South China Sea. The Royal Navy's flagship, HMS Queen Elizabeth, found itself near Chinese warships, leading to a situation with military analysts worldwide on edge. This wasn't just a routine naval operation, it was a high-stakes encounter between major global powers. The South China Sea is a region fraught with territorial disputes and strategic rivalries. When HMS Queen Elizabeth entered these contested waters, it was not merely a passage but a statement of the UK's commitment to freedom of navigation. However, the presence of Chinese naval forces in the vicinity added layers of complexity to the mission. As the British carrier group sailed, Chinese warships shadowed their movements. The proximity of these vessels raised concerns about potential confrontations, both accidental and intentional. The world watched closely, aware that any misstep could escalate tensions in this critical maritime corridor. The South China Sea is more than just a body of water, it's a strategic artery for global trade, with over $3 trillion worth of goods transiting annually. Its significance makes it a focal point for naval operations and a hotspot for geopolitical tensions. China's expansive territorial claims, demarcated by the 9-dash line, encompass most of the South China Sea, a claim disputed by several neighboring countries and not recognized internationally. To assert these claims, China has developed artificial islands and increased its naval presence, leading to frequent encounters with other nations' vessels. For the Royal Navy, operating in these waters underscores the UK's commitment to maintaining international maritime norms. However, such operations are not without risks, especially when navigating close to Chinese naval assets. HMS Queen Elizabeth, the pride of the Royal Navy, is a state-of-the-art aircraft carrier equipped with advanced systems and a fleet of F-35B Lightning II jets. Its deployment to the Indo-Pacific region signifies the UK's strategic pivot towards this area, emphasizing the importance of regional security and alliances. The carrier's presence in the South China Sea was part of a broader mission to conduct joint exercises with allied nations and to uphold the principles of freedom of navigation. However, sailing into these contested waters meant that the crew had to be prepared for close encounters with Chinese naval forces. The decision to operate in this region was deliberate, aiming to demonstrate the UK's commitment to its allies and to challenge unilateral territorial claims that threaten the free flow of commerce. The People's Liberation Army Navy has rapidly expanded its capabilities, with a focus on asserting China's interests in regional waters. The presence of foreign naval forces, especially from nations outside the region, is viewed by China as a challenge to its sovereignty. In response to HMS Queen Elizabeth's deployment, Chinese warships maintained a close watch, shadowing the carrier group's movements. This shadowing is a standard practice, serving both as a demonstration of presence and as a means to gather intelligence. While these interactions remained professional, the underlying tension was palpable. The proximity of heavily armed vessels from different nations always carries the risk of misunderstandings or accidents, which could escalate into broader conflicts. The encounter between HMS Queen Elizabeth and Chinese warships garnered significant international attention. Allied nations expressed support for the UK's actions, emphasizing the importance of upholding international maritime laws. Conversely, China criticized the deployment, viewing it as an unnecessary provocation and an intrusion into its sphere of influence. This incident highlighted the broader strategic competition between China and Western nations, particularly in the maritime domain. The situation underscored the delicate balance that must be maintained to prevent conflicts, emphasizing the need for clear communication and established protocols during such encounters. Naval encounters in contested waters are not a new phenomenon. During the Cold War, US and Soviet naval forces frequently shadowed each other, leading to the establishment of the Incidents at Sea Agreement to prevent unintended escalations. In the South China Sea, similar protocols are essential. The Code for Unplanned Encounters at Sea (CUES), agreed upon by 21 Pacific nations in 2014, provides guidelines to ensure safety and prevent misunderstandings during naval interactions. However, the effectiveness of such agreements depends on adherence and mutual respect, which can be challenging amid rising geopolitical tensions. Naval diplomacy plays a crucial role in managing tensions and building trust among nations. Port visits, joint exercises, and officer exchanges are tools used to foster understanding and cooperation. The deployment of HMS Queen Elizabeth included several such engagements, aiming to strengthen alliances and demonstrate the UK's commitment to regional stability. However, the presence of Chinese warships served as a reminder of the underlying strategic competition in the region. Effective naval diplomacy requires a balance between demonstrating strength and fostering dialogue, ensuring that power projection does not inadvertently lead to conflict. The encounter between HMS Queen Elizabeth and Chinese warships serves as a case study in modern naval operations within contested regions. It highlights the importance of preparedness, clear communication, and adherence to international norms. As global naval operations continue to intersect in strategic waterways, the need for robust frameworks to manage interactions becomes increasingly critical. Building mutual trust and understanding will be essential to prevent conflicts and ensure the safety of maritime operations. The incident underscores the dynamic nature of global naval power and the ongoing challenges in maintaining peace and stability in contested regions.